Hey, welcome back to the video. I haven't posted in a while because of him. I'm watching my dog now constantly, 24/7, and he will cry if I'm literally 2 feet away from him. So that's probably, yes, why. Yeah, enjoy him playing. I'm going to tell you a story of how I almost broke my leg because it is a pretty interesting story and not really many people know about it because it was at a time in my life where I hadn't met my main group of friends yet. It was before, like, when I was kind of young, but not super young. But it's still an interesting story nonetheless. So here we go. Basically, when I was around, I was between 10 and 14 years old. And I think it was, 10 to 12 years old. I was 10 to 12 years old. And I used to go to this place called the Boys and Girls Club. And for those who don't know what the Boys and Girls Club is, it's basically this organization where your parents can drop you off and these people will look after you, but it's a lot more sophisticated than that because it's kind of like a donation set. It's kind of like a charity, but not really. They have they're part of a charity, but not exactly. I couldn't really explain it, but that's basically the one I was in. Was basically they look after the kids at a random school over the summer to make things easier for parents, and that's just how things work. So basically what my story was how I used to go to this place all the time. It was literally every day, every single summer for who knows like how many years. I went there for a while and I love this place because every week we'd go on an exotic field trip. And one of these field trips I remember vividly was going to like this like stadium kind of thing. It was like a concert center. We rented it out and we performed dance moves that we learned over the week. Another time I remember going to the Botanical Garden for the first time. But that's not it. What we're talking right now. We're talking about how I stupidly broke my leg and how I actually think that there's many injuries related to this like play set thing. So basically, we were in a school. This school was just an average place. I won't tell you where because I can't have you tracking my location. So basically, we went to this school because they would rent out the school. They had to because they really didn't have a place of like a base. Is that a main building, a headquarters? They didn't have a headquarters. They stationed up in a school. And basically, this school had like 3 playgrounds, and the Boys and Girls Club would only take us to one so they can monitor the kids easier. And this playground was the biggest one, nonetheless, but it was a little like unused because it was next to a high school, a middle school, and the main playground was the one used on the inside of the building. The building was like shaped like a semicircle. There was the part that we were in, and then in the center of the semicircle, there was like the building like be right here where my pinky is. I mean, the playground be right here where my pinky is. We were the one on the outside because it was closer to the exits. I mean, the entrance. So basically, I was there, and there was this play set thing, and I remember it. I have never seen it in any other playground ever. Probably because it was too many injuries related to it. But basically, what this thing was, it was like just literally 3 stumps. One short one, medium one, large one. Just 3 stumps, right? Made out of pure steel. Could stop a gosh darn car going 80 miles an hour. Like it was just a big steel bar. And what you were made to do with this on this thing was basically just climb up the steps and get to the highest one. And then, jump off or come back down, whatever. Kind of like steps, but separate away, like not connected in any way possible. And it was like one of those things that kids love to use, like the pole that you saw somewhere. Whoever can climb the highest is, whatever, right? This place was kind of like our pole for the Boys and Girls Club. Whoever can get to the top of the thing the fastest and, balance on one foot on the top, they can, do whatever we were betting on that day. Basically what I did was that I was with my group of friends, my old group of friends, the Boys and Girls Club friends, and we always were in the games. We were like the top gamers at the place. And when I say gamers, I mean in literal terms, both playing video games and like playing just normal and making up games. There's this thing in the Boys and Girls Club where they would literally have contests. And that's that's one thing about the Boys and Girls Club that I absolutely loved is the fact that there was like tournaments that you could orchestrate as kids that would have legit prizes. I remember getting a freaking $80 Lego set for free because I won a foosball tournament, and since I was the best foosball player there, I would be pulling out a freaking, I would be pulling out a top 10 Christmas gift every single day because that's how many we would literally host tournaments on purpose just to get things. So you could probably tell, me and my friends like playing games, and nonetheless, some of the games were absolutely stupid. We would do some stupid stuff. Like, I remember when my friend literally basically almost broke his neck because he did like a flip through a monkey bar, bro, because we told him to, and he just did it. And that was just how things were. And basically what this game was that we told ourselves, we made up this like kind of like contract, like get to the top step the fastest, balance on one foot for like something amount of seconds, and you win the game. But before that, you have to do a whole bunch of stuff on the playground, like, you know, just go through the set, slide down a slide, do the monkey bars and stuff. Then that was the last stage, right? The 3 steps of whatever, right? And whoever got the fastest time would win. And so my friend goes first. He does it pretty nicely. Got not a great time, not really bad, kind of slow, wasn't the best. My next friend went. He didn't finish because he couldn't do monkey bars because my guy had a plant weighing him down. And then I was going. I was third out of like 10 people. I was third. Basically, what I did was I blew through this thing because I'm very agile. I like parkour, and I was into parkour when I was really young. So basically, I go do this thing pretty fast, right? I'm not thinking about nothing except winning whatever crap I'm trying to win, right? And yeah, that's what we did. We had a tournament. That's basically what we did. We can make tournaments outside. And I think that's what we were doing. We were having a tournament outside, and we wanted to see who would win, right? Get the fastest time. And basically, when I'm going through my run, it was kind of rainy, so that was a problem. But that wasn't really bad because the Boys and Girls Club didn't care. If they want the kids outside, they sent you outside. They freaking tie you to the gosh darn park fence. They wouldn't want you to come back inside once they let you out. And basically what that meant was we were stuck outside and we had nothing to do. And so I'm slipping on the monkey bars. My hands are wet. And I'm just trying to get through this playground. So once I get through it, I have the brilliant idea to use my wet hands, right? And start like propping myself up on the stools. Instead of just hopping from one to one, I used my hands I jumped on the first one, used my hands to get up to the second one. And then on the third one, I did this weird bunny hop bullcrap. Literally my legs bent down and I went like, yeah, and then I went straight up instead of forward where I wanted to go. And I tried to catch myself with my wet hands on the third bar. My hand slips and basically pushes me back toward the bar, past it, and my leg, which is bent in midair, goes screaming down on the middle pole and hits the solid steel thing, the corner. It was a platform on the top of the tube, right? Hits the solid steel corner on the thing. And the first thing that goes through my mind is nothing. I'm not thinking. I'm just thinking to myself, I'm gonna lose the game. As soon as my leg hit that thing, and I stood up off the ground after realizing what I just did, I realized that my leg felt like, gosh darn, it got hit by a freaking sledgehammer or hit by a F-150 going 180 down the 187 mile highway, bro. I was freaking in pain. I didn't know what happened. I pull up my pants leg, right? I look at my leg is twice as big as it was before, or at least the bottom part of it is. And I'm thinking to myself, why does my leg look like this? Because before then, I had never had an inflammatory like injury. I never hurt something that and then once I did that, it got bigger. Like never, ever. And I was confused. I'm like, why is my leg getting so big? And my leg felt tight. It felt like freaking latex, bro. Like something was pulling my skin to the max capacity. And I was thinking to myself, why, how did I do this? And my friends came over, they started laughing, because you know that's how boys were back in the day. You get hurt, they laugh at you. They don't care about your sympathy, they just start laughing at you and make fun of you. And so I'm thinking to myself, ow. And then that's when I actually started breaking down. I started crying because I'm like, my leg freaking hurts. And basically, my friends finally like, okay, let's go get a teacher after they're done laughing at me for like 5 minutes. They're like, let's go get a teacher. Teacher comes out, well, not teacher, like, what do they call it? Chaperone? Chaperone comes out. It's like, hey, what'd you do to your leg? I freaking explained what happened, how I fell off and basically hurt my leg. And then she kind of scolded all of us, literally, for like playing on the playground while it was raining, even though they literally had us out there for playing. They're like, you should have been playing something else, not something so stupid dangerous. And basically, after that, she was like, okay, let me see that leg, and I pull my pants leg back up. She sees my leg, she starts freaking out. She's like, oh my god, please don't tell me you broke your leg, because, you know, they were responsible for us. They don't want us to be hurt. So what this lady did was that she really covered it up very nicely. She personally took me to the medical room. She's like, okay, I'm gonna help you bandage this leg. She put some ice on it, because that ice solves everything, you know. That's just how things be. And I'm just thinking to myself, when she's putting this ice on my leg, what the heck is ice gonna do? Because, like I said, my leg freaking hurt, and I never had an injury like this before, and I didn't know what to expect or what was wrong with my leg. And then that's when she finally comes up with like, does your leg feel really, how bad does it hurt on a scale of 1 to 10? I was like, it was about an 8. And she was like, okay, can you move it? I could move my leg, right? And she's like, okay, I want you to step on it. And okay, she kind of like helped me to get into the room the first time. I never really put too much pressure on my foot, but when I stepped on my leg fully, I felt like it was like a cramp. If a cramp was like tight, it was like my leg went from doing this to freaking, and just starts like clutching me. I'm like, ow, ow, ow. And she's like, okay, you gotta stand up. The more you stand, the better it'll get. And of course, me being the dummy, I think, hey, put that down. Give me that. For the cup, my dog bit the thing off and I couldn't let him swallow it. So I was saying, being the dumb kid I am, I think, okay, maybe she's right. I stand on my foot, it'll get better. So, I stand on my leg, it'll get better. And so for the rest of the day, I was basically standing on what was considered, for me at least, half broken leg for about 8 hours, because this happened in the morning. And sure, it did stop hurting after a while, but it still hurt. And then my chaperone says nothing to my mom about this, and my mom comes over to pick us up from the club, and she's like, okay, let's go home. And she realized that I have a little limp going into the car, but she thinks nothing of it at first until I'm in the car. She's like, what happened today? I was like, I had a little accident on the playground, and then I explained the rest of my day. She's like, what happened to your leg? I'm like, oh, I basically just fell on something. I didn't tell her what I fell on, so she never, to this day, she doesn't know what I fell off of. Basically, and then I show her my leg, she's like, what in the name of God? Because she's a nurse practitioner now. Well, not now, she has a PhD now. She was a nurse at the time, and she just basically knew. She was like, why is your leg so inflamed? I was like, I don't know, I fell and it hit the metal thing and it hurt. What are you doing? Get out of that. Nope, come here, there. Play with that over there. Okay, back to the story. So basically, she gets kind of mad, and because, you know, that's how she is. She gets really mad when people don't tell her about things. And so we literally drove back up there saying, hey, what happened to my kid's leg? And because, you know, moms be like that, right? And so she's like, what happened to my kid's leg? My chaperone explains what happens, and she gets scolded for why she didn't say anything, and then literally we go to the doctors, you know, all that stuff, and we're just like, hey, is my leg okay? They don't do an x-ray because the doctor just feels around, so they're like, oh, it's not broken, it's just badly bruised. And we just leave it at that. I go home, and then I'm fine. Literally, the next day, I look at my leg, it's freaking purple. Purple in a way of which I've never seen it before. Hey! It's so purple, like, it's purple and black, and it's disgusting looking. My mom's like, it'll get better. And then we go to the Boys and Girls Club because we went there every day. And my chaperone's not there. Don't think anything of it when I was that young, but then I realized myself that she never came back for literally the rest of the year. So I'm assuming she either got fired or she freaking left out of guilt. But I assume it was the freaking she got fired. So yeah, that's the story of how I almost broke my leg. I had a freaking bruise for 3 months. Yeah, surprise. It was literally a bruise for 3 months. And I still have the freaking scar. And I don't know how you get a scar from a bruise, but I guess it stretched my skin out so freaking long that it left some type of mark on me. So that's how that story goes. I'll see you in the next video. I'm sorry I haven't posted, but as you can see, he's a hassle biting a freaking fan cord. Stop that. Back up. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. See you guys.